I bet you didn't know how prepared your family really is for an emergency. Time to find out with this quick prep quiz. 1. Do you believe your community is prepared for emergencies? 2. Is your family well prepared to handle most emergencies? 3. Have you discussed emergency planning with your family? 4. Do you have a family emergency supplies kit? It should include water, clothing, blankets, first aid supplies, a radio and more. 5. Do you have smoke detectors on every level of your house? 6. Do you have a charged ABC fire extinguisher? 7. Have you trained your family on how to use a fire extinguisher? 8. Do you know how to turn off your utilities? If you answered no to any of these, it's time to update your family emergency plan. Start by talking with your family about potential threats, gather supplies, and train everyone on safety measures. Remember, being prepared can make all the difference. Stay safe, stay ready. Your family will cope best by preparing for a disaster before it strikes. Peace of mind can only be achieved if you know where every member of your family is, whether it is your immediate family member or someone impacted by disaster out of state. Having a communications plan will help you to maintain contact with your entire family. Follow these simple steps to achieve your peace of mind. Choose an out-of-town contact that your family members can call to check on each other when a disaster occurs. Make sure your family knows these phone numbers. Make a small contact card they can carry for easy reference. Test your out-of-town contact regularly and have them call you too. Leave these phone numbers with officials at your child's school. Remember to help others. There may be elderly or handicapped residents living in your neighbourhood that could use special attention during an emergency. Include them in your communications checklist to remind you to communicate your willingness to help them when disaster strikes. 1. Make a list of those neighbours. 2. Ask for their phone numbers and address only if they feel comfortable with you having them. 1. When an emergency strikes, make contact with those neighbours and see that their needs are addressed. 1. Help those neighbours in developing their own out-of-town contact. When a disaster strikes, remember to always dial 911 for emergency service response. Do not use this number to make inquiries, to learn information, or to request non-emergency assistance. During a disaster, your 911 dispatchers are often swamped with calls for help. Make sure your call is of an emergency nature. This will guarantee that those people who really need help will get it. If you have questions or concerns that are not of an emergent nature, try dialing your local government business phone number or flag down one of the many municipal vehicles that will be driving through your neighbourhood. Teach your children how to place an emergency call, always stressing the importance of using this number only for emergencies. Prepare an emergency supply kit. You should gather water, food, first aid supplies, clothing, bedding, tools and other essentials ahead of time. And be ready in the event you must evacuate or go without electricity, heat or water for an extended period. The kit can be put into 5-gallon buckets, duffel bags or backpacks. An evacuation kit for your home. A fire, flood or other emergency may require the immediate evacuation of your home. The following items should be assembled and placed into a small portable container, readily accessible so that it can be grabbed as you flee your home. A disaster kit for your car. Keep your car equipped with emergency supplies. Never allow the gas tank to drop below half full. If warnings of an impending emergency are being broadcast, fill up because gas stations may be affected by the emergency. Keep these items stored in a portable container. Evacuation tips. Hundreds of times each year, people are forced to leave their homes because of natural disasters, transportation or industrial accidents, fires or floods. You may have only minutes to escape to safety, and you should be prepared to leave immediately when notified. Evacuation periods may last for hours or days, dependent on the emergency, so you should be ready to care for yourself and your family for a minimum of 3 days. If you're told to evacuate, please follow these simple tips. Turn on your radio or television and be prepared to follow all instructions by emergency authorities. Take your disaster supply kit. Lock your home as you leave. Post a note on your door telling others where you have gone. Local police will be patrolling the neighbourhoods. Use only the travel routes established by the authorities. Keep your car radio on for updates. Select a safe place to go prior to an evacuation. If there is time, try to accomplish these helpful tasks. Shut off all utilities before leaving. only if you know how to do so safely. Contact your gas company when you return for service resumption. Tie a white ribbon or cloth on the front doorknob. This will alert emergency authorities that this home has been evacuated. Shelter in place. Sheltering in place is what you do when you take cover during a tornado warning, severe weather warning, or hazardous material threat that is determined to be an irritant rather than a poison, and the risk to health is greater from evacuation than just staying put. Follow these tips for in-place sheltering. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off all fans, heating and air conditioning systems. Close the fireplace damper. Turn off all the electrical power if you know the proper procedure. Go to your basement for a storm or the most interior room without windows. With a chemical threat, an above-ground location is better because most chemicals are heavier than air and may seep into the basement. Turn on your battery-powered radio and listen for further instructions. Make sure you have an evacuation plan in place in case an evacuation is ordered.